And of course, then this happened.
Look at the top of his head.
My favorite of each character. Some of them are going to be just the best player of the character because I honestly like the way a lot of people play their characters in this game, but I feel like I just want to highlight some players, and I'm probably not going to go too in-depth with them because otherwise it would be a 2-hour-long video like my tier list videos, so I'll probably give some short and sweet anecdotes, and that's about it. Also, for reference, I'm going to have everyone's Twitter that I talk about, at the very least, in the pinned comment below on this channel, so please, if you want to check anyone out that I mention, just go to their Twitter, it's there. So my favorite Mario is going to be Dark Wizzy. I honestly just really like the way he plays the game. I feel like his neutral is amazing. He doesn't ever push too far in advantage when he doesn't feel like he can or doesn't feel like he wants to push it, and he's just so solid. He's been getting better and better throughout the game, and I'm super happy for him. Yeah, he's wonderful. My favorite DK, honestly, I don't know that many DKs, so I'm just gonna go with my longtime sub and mod. Love the way he plays Proctavia. I think Proctavia is my favorite DK. He is sick. He always goes for the sickest things. He always goes for crazy punishes, and he just plays very, very disrespectfully, which I appreciate a lot because I think this character is kind of lacking, so I feel like you have to go for some dumb options in order to do well with them, so I respect that. My favorite Link is easily going to be, I think his name is like Phase Zero, the guy that made the Link Infinites. Every single time I watch one of those videos about this Link having the crazy infinites and stuff like that, like, he's insane. And I don't know how good he is in terms of neutral or anything like that, and I haven't seen tournament footage of him, but man, he is so good. He's so cool when he does all those things, and it makes Link look like a sick character as opposed to Nair. So my favorite Samus, actually, is going to be Joker from Mexico. Joker's Samus is so sick. He has crazy setups. His advantage state, his calling out of air dodges with things like super missiles or weak missiles or like jab lock setups are fantastic. He is so cool. I played him at Low Tier City. He destroyed the hell out of me, and I was happy with, I was happier than I've ever been losing in this game because he just destroyed me, and that was the first moment I was like, damn, is Samus a good character? That's crazy because she just did so much, and his camping is amazing, and his aggression, and his frame traps, and his setups are all so real. They're so real. Joker's fantastic. He's so good. My favorite Yoshi is going to be very, very close on the map, very close in real life. It's going to be Meme. Meme's Yoshi is sick. I love the way he moves with the character. I love his options. I love both his aggression, his whiff punishing, everything that he does with his character is so good. If you want to check out a good set of him, you can definitely check out him versus Tweak at Genesis. I'm also pretty sure he beat Meister in a Mexican Invitational. Meme is so good, and I think Meme uses this color, which I appreciate because I love Yarn Yoshi. Meme is so good. He's so good. I love him so much. I wish he could travel more because he's fantastic. So my favorite Kirby is going to be Shulk. I think that's how you pronounce it. The French Kirby who got second at a French major, beating Gluto, beating basically every other good player in France. When I watched those VODs, his positioning of his hitboxes and his general game plan was amazingly solid. It was so good, and it made me think like, man, I really need to work on that matchup. And then I didn't, and then I lost to Cola's Kirby as Pikachu in a random money match. So that's how you know I need to learn the character. Plus with the buffs, I'm really excited. I just want to see more of Shulk because obviously that was his biggest appearance because he's not consistent because Kirby is a lower tier character. But my favorite Fox, although I do love Passeriman's Fox, I think my favorite Fox is going to be Light. Light's sick. His speed, his willingness to go for the hardest defensive reads, or the hardest reads on people's defense, are fantastic. He makes people crumble so hard. He makes every single moment with this character 100% feared. And it's so scary. It is so frightening to play against him because you don't know, no one knows how to handle the speed. He has beat plenty of his demons, such as myself, such as Meister. He's beat Leo. He's beat basically every good player because his speed is just fantastic. And him versus Mars in their sets, they're some of the best sets consistently in Smash Ultimate, especially if you want to look at the good one, look at their set from Let's Make Big Moves. That set was godlike. That set was so good. My favorite Pikachu is me. I think I'm sick. I'm sick as hell. I'm the coolest Pikachu free. Not even close. Like, I'm godlike. I'm nice as hell. Pika busted. My favorite Luigi is gonna be Elegant, of course, right? Like, I know there are other Luigis and they're good, but Elegant's propensity to edgeguard with this character and to make you just fear everything, and of course, part of it is his emotion when he's playing. I love his pop-offs, even when it was against me. I love just his willingness to put his all into the game, and it really, really, really shows. Plus, I like Matt. Matt's sick. Love him. But his Luigi is so cool. And he's not just fishing for grab at all percents, like, he's just a good player. My favorite Ness, sorry, best Ness, it's gonna be Austin. Austin, similar to what I said about Light, where he will go for the most random reads on people's defensive options, Austin does that so hard and so consistently. He makes you scared to be anywhere on the stage or off the stage or in the air. His punishes are amazing. I love the way he dresses. It's super funny. He would like meme t-shirts and stuff like that. I love Austin's Ness. He's not the best Ness, I don't think, anymore, but he is, to me, the sickest, and he will always be. Also, I don't think I've ever taken a game off of him with anyone that, like, I think I took one game off of him ever, in terms of tournament. Because I've won one as Samus, and that's it, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure 3-0'd me, or 6-0'd me every other time. My favorite Falcon, honestly, I haven't seen a lot of Nick C since the patch, but overall, man, do I love some Nick C. I love the way he pushes this character. I love just the combo routes that he does. Obviously, in the most recent patch, I'm going to say Fatality, I've been watching a lot of, and I just haven't seen a lot of Nick C because he's been like moving or something like that. It's been stressful for him, so I haven't seen him a bunch. And of course, well, offline, right, doesn't exist. But overall, anytime if I were to watch a Falcon, if I had to pick, I love Nick C. He's so cool. And like, he even had a decent amount of success from pre-patch Falcon. Like, he thought even before Falcon got buffed in the first place that the character was decent, and then he had like the Players Ball where he did so well in New York. His runs at his New York locals are so sick. I love the guy. Nick C is great. I love watching him. And again, this isn't the best of every character. This is my favorite of every character. Not the same at all. My favorite Jigglypuff is going to be Base Mage. I love the way he pushes the character. I love the combos that he has with this character, the advantage state. He's the reason why I think Puff is a pretty good character, just because he hits people and you take a surprisingly high amount of damage. When we were at Summit, and that was before Puff got buffed, I think, like, he was taking games from all the top players as like a random Jigglypuff that none of us really knew who they were, because he doesn't travel. He's so good. His neutral is amazing. His play is great. I also love, of course, Hungrybox. I love Cannon Red. But Base Mage just pushes this character in a way that's just like, damn. And the way he talks about Puff, the way he believes in Puff, I appreciate that. My favorite Peach, it's gonna be Ling Ling. Ling Ling's Peach is so sick because, well, sick because I'm trying to not hate on characters right now, but Ling Ling's item combos and his setups with it and his commitment to actually doing the optimal combos with Peach are amazing. They make Peach look busted, like broken, because he just kills people at 0. He consistently kills mid-weights and mid-fallers, and he just does so much damage. It is insane. Like, you know, Samsora gets in people's heads, but Ling Ling doesn't even let people think because he just hits them and kills them, you know? Crazy. No, me and Samsora are good now. We're fine. My favorite Bowser? Sorry, Justin. It's gonna be Leon. Leon's Bowser's sick. I love, he's like BM, he is so good, he makes the character seem so fast and so frightening, even though the character, sometimes you hit them and they just die. Like, Leon's Bowser is so good. He always hits all of his out-of-shield options, he gets people in their head constantly with side B, he just does everything right with this character, and it is just so impressive to watch. So my favorite Ice Climbers is actually going to be a Japanese Ice Climbers. His tag is Murasato, or Murasat, I'm not 100% sure. He is so good. He is the person that I imitated a lot of the combos when I would do Ice Climbers combos back in the day, like several months ago. He's just so cool, and he constantly is trying to figure out ways to break his character from random neutral interactions. He uses all the desyncs. He's so sick, and he does all this stuff, like crazy combos like on Elite Smash where there's lag, and I don't understand how you do that, but like, damn, it's good. He's so good. It's so sick, and I love imitating his combos. They make me like so happy to do. My favorite Sheik, it's gonna be Void. Void is so sick. Void is one of my favorite players to watch for like several reasons. I feel like we have a very similar mental, like the way we look at the game is very similar. We both focus so much on labbing, we focus on advantage state, we focus on just breaking people down. by hitting them, similar to like what Ling Ling does, which is why Ling Ling's my favorite Peach. But like Void's Sheik or Sheik's Void is just so, it's so cool. It's so cool watching him. I'm just like in awe of like everything he does and how he's looking at the character and how he's finding these setups and how he's finding how to punish people's air dodges or jumps in like the hardest of ways. It's so sick. Sheik's Void is so sick. And that's a meme, by the way. I'm not just misspeaking. My favorite Zelda? Easily Ven. Ven is so clever with this character. Obviously, he's also the best Zelda in my opinion, but he's so clever with this character. He makes this character feel like not Zelda, because everyone thinks of Zelda and they go, oh my god, it's down B, it's side B, it's neutral B, but like, no, Ven, like, fights. He also down B's because it's really good, but like, he fights and he makes you so scared in so many positions. Playing him, it's insane. He is so good. And I love watching him and I love playing him. Like, watch him versus Leo. Watch him versus Gluto. He took Gluto to game 5. He took Leo to game 3. You can't do that if you're not sick. My favorite Doc? There aren't honestly that many Dr. Mario players, but I'm gonna say it's Luis. I don't know any solo main Docs, honestly, in this game, but Luis's Doc is giving me trouble. He beat me at the first Frostbite. He doesn't play the character a lot, but I think Luis is just sick. Like, his advantage with the character, he makes you so scared, which is crazy because this character is so slow and doesn't actually have anything, but he still makes you scared to just fight this character. You never want to fight Luis's Doc. You only want to run away from it. And that's a sign of a great player of a character. Like, he's beaten me in several games. Louis money, baby. How did I lose Pika Doc? It was like month 2 of the game. Give me a break. My favorite Pichu, similar to what I said about Sheik, it's gonna be Void. There is, of course, that really, really sick Pichu from Japan, and then, of course, there's Arfang, but I'm still gonna give my favorite Pichu to Void. I love watching Void's Pichu. Like, his edgeguarding, his willingness to learn, his lightning loops, his everything with this character, it just made me so happy. Like, Neotono is probably, I would say, the best Pichu, but I don't think he's, like, sick. I think he's just really good. But, like, Void was sick. Like, Void, I watched him play that character for so long. Even now, when he plays Pichu occasionally, I'm just like, oh my god, he's so cool. I love Void's Pichu. It's so sick. For Falco, honestly, haven't watched that much Falco, if I'm being honest. But especially since 8.0, I have been watching a decent amount of Larry Lurr. Man, he makes this character look good. Obviously, there's also Juice. Juice's Falco is very sick, but Larry's just cool. And of course, Larry has the old Brawl mind, you know, the just veteran Smash player mind, and you can really see that when he plays this character because he finds so many ways to get out of situations, so many ways to get in good situations. Larry Lurr is just sick. If you want to check out good Falco, remember to go to his Twitter and his Twitch. He streams a lot now, and he's wonderful. My favorite Marth and Lucina, both of them, it's gonna be Leo. Leo's so clean. Watching Leo is so intriguing to me because he is just neutral. He's just solid. And what is Marth and Lucina other than neutral and solid? He makes this character look impossible to hit so many times. His everything in neutral is just fantastic. Of course, you do have Proto Banham, who's amazing. And I'm not going to say that he's not, but like Leo's Lucina and his Marth, like playing it at Summit especially, it's just a work of art. It's so impressive. And like it just dials back to his Marth in Smash 4. It's just so clean. He goes for reads at the most random times. Because like the thing about Leo is he's solid and solid and solid. Hard read. And you're never expecting the hard read. And he always just hits it and gets it. And he's just sick. He's so good. I think my favorite Young Link is going to be Central Florida's own Kobe. Honestly, I don't really think a lot of young players are sick. A lot of it is just projectiles and confirms, but I really like the way Kobe plays because there's a lot of times he'll just kind of like stand still and analyze the situation. He's very interesting in a lot of situations. He's had good runs. I think he got top 8 winners, or like he got there at like 5th or 4th or something, I think, at CEO Dreamland. He did very well. I think that Kobe's Young Link is sick. I didn't get a chance to play him before COVID happened, unfortunately, but I just really like the way he plays. I like his not overcommittal. I like the way he's not always fishing for something into up B. Like, he'll let advantage play normally. He doesn't force things, and I feel like forcing things as a combo character ends up just leaving you kind of empty. Whereas he doesn't. He'll just play neutral because he also knows the character's neutral is really strong, so I like him a lot. Rickles is clearly the coolest Ganondorf. Rickles makes this character sometimes not look bad. His set with Charlie, like, it's amazing. Like, Ricko mode, dude, he's so cool. He's so sick. And I love talking to him, I love the dude, he's just fantastic. And he really believes in the character for some reason. I don't see it, character sucks. But like, damn, he's good. I got the pleasure of commentating one of his first breakout sets in this game at Frostbite, him versus DRN. I don't remember what DRN's new tag was, I'm pretty sure it was different. But like, Rickles is so sick. He's so hype. he'll do everything he can to win, and it's great. SDX doesn't play Smash anymore. Dude, I wish! Oh, man, I wish SDX was still playing. He quit like 2 months into the game, but I'm still gonna give him my favorite Mewtwo. I love Lathe. SDX is he's so good. He is so sick. I feel like the way he looked at Smash 4 and Ultimate was so unique. He never really, like, the thing is, he never really complained. He would sometimes be, like, flustered or something like that, but he never really took his complaints and, like, really was, like, very negative about it. He had such a positive outlook, and he's just so... God, I miss him. I wish he played. I wish he still played, dude. I miss SDX so much. Yeah, it'll be Cola. Cola's sick. Cola, again, similar to what I said about, like, myself, about Void, about a couple other players. Like, his willingness to put you under pressure and make you panic is almost unrivaled. He is one of the players that makes you panic the hardest just by what he's doing. He's relentless with aggression, then he'll randomly backdash right when you try to swing at him and just get this crazy combo, these confirms. His run at CEO Dreamland was fantastic. That random down air into back air he got on like a 2-frame, why did that work? That was so sick. He's so good. His willingness to go for hard reads, his willingness to just scare people into doing mediocre options because you don't want to do the best option because he's going to cover the best option is just, it's so good. And the sickest Chrom, this isn't even a debate. I don't care what you think. If you don't like Matty G's Chrom, you are just incorrect. You can dislike any character, any player. I think Matty G's Chrom is my favorite player-character combination. Matty G is so sick. Seeing his clips on Twitter make me happy every single time. I never know what he wants to do. He's so cool. He's so cool. Like, he was a sick Cloud in Smash 4, but that's an oxymoron because Cloud was kind of lame. But, like, Matty G, oh, man, he is so good. He makes this character seem busted. Character's good, obviously, like, top tier, but, like, damn, Matty G's so sick. He's not the best, but, like, damn, he's sick. Game & Watch, of course, it's gonna be Meister. I think Meister's Game & Watch, like, of course, people get really frustrated with Game & Watch, and it's very sometimes obnoxious to play against him, but, like, his understanding of people's panic options and his, like, and people's, like, try to defensive options or their habits or their frustrations and anything like that, it's so high. He's one of the best at dealing with that. What?
I'm your favorite.
Oh, that's what you...
Yeah!
My favorite Game & Watch is Kokiri. She two-stalked me many times. Granted, some other Game & Watches have, but she's sick. But yeah, Meister's ability to just hit people in disadvantage and then just capitalize off of that forever. His understanding of game flow is so high. So high. It's crazy. He's so good at that. And it is something that not a lot of people give him credit for because they're like, oh my god, Game & Watch is broken. But like, the reason Game & Watch is broken is because of Meister. Right? Like, he's the one that figured all the stuff out that everyone copies. Like, 100%. So, but yeah, obviously my favorite Game & Watch is Kokiri. Like, she's just fantastic and wonderful. My favorite Meta Knight's gonna be Bonk. I don't really know a lot of Meta Knights. I know Abadango tries to play this character, but Bonk consistently gets, like, very, very cool combos and stuff like that. I think Meta Knight's a very one-dimensional character, so there's not much to say. It's like, he hits his combos, and he'll go for side B edge guards. Like, that's about it. Because you don't really have anything else to do with Meta Knight, because it's boring. But I'm gonna have to say it's Dabuz. Like, I don't know, like, I think that this is one of my weakest ones because I don't actually know that many Pit players, but Dabuz's Pit is just really solid. I know there was a couple other ones that are, like, labbing out, like, up tilt and air loops and stuff like that on Twitter, which is, like, amazing, which I think that his name is, like, Raze or something like that. Re-Raze? Yeah, there it is, thank you. But, like, Re-Raze, he's done some stuff with this character, but I haven't seen him, like, play, so I can't say him. Whereas I've seen Dabuz play, so I'm gonna say Dabuz. But like, Dabuz's fundamentals with Pit are like, his fundamentals are so solid, and Pit is a very fundamentals character, and his use of like edge trapping and his arrow usage and his recoveries and stuff like that is very, very good. So I think Dabuz is sick. Favorite Zero Suit? It's gonna be Mars. I think a lot of the other top Zero Suits are kind of campers, like especially the Japanese ones. Well, Kudo's pretty sick, if I'm not gonna lie, but like Mars, again, similar to Light, which is one of the reasons why their sets are so good, Mars's ability to break people's defense down and just go for the hardest reads to make people scared for the remainder of a set, it's so good. It's so sick. He makes people crumble so hard. There's a reason why with a not even top 10 character that Mars can just make the best players lose. And it's because this character's not top 10. The character's clearly top 10. Like, character's busted. But Mars is so sick. His aggression is amazing. His ability to turn off and on defense, his random callouts with random reads and stuff like that are just fantastic. So, my favorite Wario, it's gonna be Gluto. Again, I love people that push their combos to the maximum, and Gluto does that. The combo he did to make himself get top 8 at Genesis was amazing. It was so good, and his consistency with this character and his ability to just take this character and just do every single little thing to try to get as much of an edge as possible is so impressive. I love watching the guy. I love talking to him. He's sick. I love his ego. Like, it's not a crazy ego, but it's just, he's cool, and he constantly just pushes the character. He's the only person I know that has the combos, like, anywhere near as locked down. Using strong nair, like, landing strong nair as a combo tool is something that other Warios just don't do. They don't do it. So, I have to give it to him. Like, the more you explore about your character, the more I like you watching, like, the more I like watching you playing your character, you know? My favorite Snake? It's gonna be the Steesinator, it's gonna be MVD. You know, obviously, I understand a lot of his thought processes behind what he's doing because I'm his friend, we played a lot. I love Jesse's Snake. It is so good. He's gotten a lot better at being aggressive within Ultimate's lifespan, so I honestly just really, really like his ability to go super camp, super on, super camp, super on. I also like Shogun Snake a lot. I think his camp patterns are very interesting, but also as someone that really understands Snake, I feel like it wouldn't work against a lot of, like, it shouldn't work against a lot of people, whereas MVD's is really tried and true, and he really understands exactly what he's doing, and he's just cool. He's just cool. I like his combos. I like his use of Nikita. I love his down smash 2 frames. Like, he tries to use as much as he can with the character, other than the super, super, super difficult technical stuff, like the turn aid and stuff like that, which I think that's just kind of like he's waiting for offline to exist again. Like, MVD's always been my favorite Snake. My favorite Ike's probably going to be Ryuga. I think Ryuga's sick. He's so cool. He pushes this character. I feel like Ryuga is Ike. Like, obviously, Leo and Raven King are very good, and I'm not going to deny that. Like, they're up there. But I feel like Ryuga breathes Ike. He is the person that I have seen be the, like, happiest about Ike, and, like, he's the most passionate, I feel like, at least outwardly, about his character. So I really, really like Ryuga's Ike, and he just, especially with the new stuff, like, he's figuring out so many ways to push people's disadvantage or push his advantage to make it better. So, and I respect that a lot. It's one of my favorite things about people. Like, about players. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Ryuga. My favorite Pokemon trainer, I think it's gonna be Ned. Like, the thing is, Pokemon trainer clearly has, like, a flowchart of, like, you want to use these, like, these 3 moves with this one, these 3 moves with this Pokemon, these 3 moves with this Pokemon. Ned says, screw that, I don't care. He tries to use every single tool with this character all the time. Whether it's Ivysaur, whether it's Squirtle, which is amazing, his Charizard is fantastic. He makes this character seem so good, and he just really scares you because he's going to use tools that you're not ready for unless you play him consistently. Like, he's not just a forward tilt, back air spamming Squirtle, right? Like, he's going to use Nair, he's going to use down air and neutral, he's going to do a lot of different stuff to like, throw you off your game, and I respect that, especially when you have to be ready for 3 different characters in the same one, and he plays them all interestingly, and he's had amazing success with them. Like, he beat me, he beat one of the Redacteds, he's just good. My favorite Diddy Kong? Sorry, long-time Diddy Kong mains, but it's gonna be Tweak. I love watching Tweak's Diddy. Tweak's Diddy is so sick. Whenever I watch his stream or his clips and things he posts on Twitter, Tweak's Diddy is nasty. And of course, Tweak, as a player, is amazing, and he understands this game's neutral and, like, the flow of it so well. And with a character like Diddy Kong, who can, you know, do out of shield options, outmove people, have weird combos, set up really good stage position, he uses all of his fundamental knowledge from playing 12 different characters in this game at a high level / top level. He's just so sick. Everything with his character that he does makes sense. Like, everything. And it's really impressive. My favorite Lucas? Easily gonna be Remy. From Oregon? Remy? Lucas? Ooh, it's so good. He's so good. He's so sick. Like, he makes me think this character's good. Obviously, there's a lot of Twitter tech from, like, there's a Japanese Lucas, I don't remember the name. But, like, Remy's so sick. Like, his ability to make you feel dumb for trying to play neutral, and then feeling dumb for playing neutral, and then feeling dumb for not playing neutral and trying to run at him, like, he's so good. He's so good. Watching him play, playing him in, like, 4 different money matches, he's so sick. Love watching him. Love playing him. My favorite Sonic, honestly, I know people are going to hate this answer, it's going to be Wrath. I don't think you can play Sonic in a sick way. I don't think there is a particularly entertaining Sonic. So if you're going to play Sonic, you better be ready to time people out every single set you play. And you know what Wrath does? He knows how to time people out every single game. He is so good at it, and I have such a high respect for him, especially as a young player, considering young players are normally the more aggressive players. Like, if you get into Smash early, that's basically like, hey, you're an aggressive player, congratulations. Like, that's just it, right? Like, that's how it works. But, like, he's so consistently good at just not letting anyone hit him ever. And it's so impressive. And I have nothing but respect for the kid. He's so good. I love the way he plays. Not when I play against him, and not to watch it, but I love the way he plays. There's day-to-day players? No, my favorite day-to-day is going to be, obviously, Zaki from Japan. He tries to push his character a lot. I think this character's ass. I don't know any other really, like, actual day-to-day players. He's so good. He tries to do so much with the character. Struggles, because day-to-day sucks. I haven't seen him since the patch, because I think day-to-day got a bit better. But, like, I love the way he uses Gordo. I love the way he tries to just, like, wall you out. He tries to get in your head so hard. Yeah. My favorite Olimar is going to be Shuton. I feel like Shuton, he just understands the game flow in, like, him and DeBuzz, obviously, are the top two Olimars, right? And they understand the game very, very well, but they do it so differently. And I don't understand how two people can play the same character and have very strong fundamentals, yet play them entirely differently. Shuton's jump reads are amazing. His ability to call people's movement out, or lack of movement, when he randomly gets aggressive is so good. Shuton just has it all. He's the complete package Olimar. The only thing he doesn't have is a secondary for Olimar's bad matchups, but then he beats Komei's Shulk, and that matchup sucks. And Komei's the best Shulk. So, I don't know. So good. He's just so good. I deadass do not know any Lucario players. I don't know Lucario players. I can't even pretend to know one, because, like, Sue doesn't play the character. My favorite Rob is easily going to be Zackre's. I think that a lot of Robs, of course, do really good stuff with him, and they're very consistent, but Zackre's Rob reacts to the most random things, and he's ready for the most obscure situations all the time. Zackre's Rob is so good. And then, of course, he'll just, like, you know, down tilt a bunch and do the good stuff. But, like, oh, man, Zackre's Rob, his ability to just psych people out, his ability to just know everything good about this character and use it, and then, of course, know the things that are less than great about the character and still use them in the best ways. He's so good. Rob is so good. God, I love watching it. Like, when he hits people with, like, single hit up tilt and then recognizes it and, like, down smashes or down tilts them falling out because the people aren't ready because they assume they got hit by up tilt, and he just down tilts them into tech chase and kills them like he did Tweak at Big House. Like, that's stupid. It's so good. It's so good. Did I like Rima or did I like Sigma more? I don't remember. Him and Sigma are very close, so I'll actually just link both of them down below. But Rima and Sigma are both amazing, amazing players. They're just solid understanding of neutral with this character. Their confirms, their ability to push people's disadvantage is amazing for a character that's supposed to be a very one and done, like, bomb fair type of character, and that's it. But they ledge trap so well. They punish people for being on the ledge. They hard read air dodges and stuff like that. There are so many good toon links. There's also Xcal from Canada that I just remembered. He's also sick, but I'm gonna have to give it, I mean, if you want to play a neutral character, you're gonna look to Japan to learn how to play neutral, because, like, Japanese players neutral overall is just so solid and so good that, like, I love it. I love it so much. If I had to give it to one of them, I would probably give it to Sigma. My favorite wolf, by far, is Charlie. Charlie the King, or Charlie whatever the hell his tag wants to be, is so good. It's so sick. He makes the character's combos look broken. So amazingly good. His ability to just confirm off of nothing. He's actually exploring the character a lot with, like, Shine Grab and Shine stuff, and he's the first person I really saw do that. He's just so good, and he hits you with a fair at 20% and you die consistently, and he's just, everything about his play to me is wonderful. It's so good. Yeah, and he uses, like, the parry footstool up B, which is, like, so sick, and it'll kill at 0% on WarioWare, or 8 or something like that. Rest in peace, the Wolf Flash of Genesis, for sure. My favorite villager, the only real top villager I know, if I'm being honest, is gonna be Kept. He's so good with the character. He's done so much in terms of placements, in terms of just, like, sick stuff. Like, he's done so many strings to me that I've seen that are just, like, actually incredible. Like, he's so good with this character. How do you get top 16 at SmashCon with Villager and Isabelle? Two characters that are clearly on the lower end of the tier list, only losing to like Meister in losers because that matchup is unwinnable. He's so good. His ability to push advantage, his back and forth with aggressive and defensive, it always keeps so many people on their toes. And so he's going to be the best because of that. I also love Panda Bear, but I haven't seen him play in months, like even before COVID, so I'm going to give it to Kept. Sorry. Yeah, my favorite Mega Man is easily Kameme. Like, Kameme plays such an interesting style because he plays Mega Man like Diddy Kong. Because all he does is use Metal Blade out of shield. And it works. Consistently. He's so good at it. He's so good with this character. His zoning with lemons whenever he wants to is fantastic. His advantage confirms are amazing with like Z-drop Metal Blades and stuff. Of course, like, he was one of the first people that I ever saw, especially in Smash 4, to like have an aerial in your hand, or have an item in your hand and then Z-drop, do an aerial, re-catch it, but have the aerial out. Like, he did that so often with Metal Blade back air, and it worked consistently, and it was so scary to keep track of it because you didn't know what he wanted to do with it. Because then also, of course, you had the Mega Man just stay patient on the ground and only try to use like Z-drop Metal Blades out of shield and stuff like that. So he's sick. He's so good. He's so consistent too. It's crazy. My favorite Wii Fit is easily Varun. Varun pushes this character so far. Varun just does his absolute best to just hit people and kill them. And he does, especially with new Wii Fit Trainer. I watched the stream a couple times since the patch. It's crazy. It's stupid. I don't like it. He hit Abeo with an Nair at 0 and they died with deep breathing because it was Nair into full hop Nair on Smash platform up smash and they died. Which is crazy. Varun is sick. He's so good. I love watching him play. Thank God I have like a 7-3 matchup with that character because otherwise I'd be scared of him every single time I played him no matter what. My favorite Rosa, it's gonna be DeBuzz. If I'm being honest, haven't watched that much Kirihara in this game, and I know he's like clearly another good one, so is like Atelier, I'm pretty sure, plays Rosa. But DeBuzz's Rosa is so good. Again, it is more so a fundamentally solid neutral type Rosa. Like, he's not going crazy with combos, except for like, because like you have to attack cancel and stuff like that. But Rosa in this game isn't, like, it's definitely a lot cooler than they were in Smash 4. And I like Rosa a lot more than it did in Smash 4, which was jab, 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 jab. And sometimes you're still gonna play jab, 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 jab because it's still good because Luma jab is far away. But I feel like DeBuzz overall is just really good at mixing up, as I mentioned a couple times with other players, going between aggressive and defensive, keeping track of Luma very well, edge guarding, edge trapping, just does everything he can with the character to push this character, and I respect that a lot, so I'm gonna have to give it to him. Like, you may not like watching it because it's slower and more boring, quote unquote, but I played Brawl, so I can just watch 6 minutes of neutral, and I'm fine with that, so. Do I have any favorite Little Macs? I'm still gonna say Soul. I don't even know if he plays Ultimate, but Soul from Florida, he made Little Mac look so good in Smash 4, and I feel like he was so excited about Little Mac at the beginning of this game, and then of course people realized the character still sucked. Soul's just dedication to this character is wonderful, and I respect him a lot for that, especially when the character's bad, because I don't really know any other Little Macs, so I'll give my favorite Greninja to Stroder. I think Stroder, like, he was very close on a couple other characters, like his Mario was very close to being the top, his Doc was very close to being at the top, but Stroder's Greninja, I think, is a work of art. Watching him play at the last glitch was fantastic. He's such a strong player that is also unga bunga as hell. He mashes so hard, and he knows that. He calls himself a professional masher, just like myself, so I can relate on that. Stroder is just fantastic. He really pushes people's advantage, and he really just wants people to crumble defensively against him, and he makes people do that all the time. Reverse 3-0ing Meister, basically, he actually kind of 5-0'd Meister, because he kind of just bodied him in the first 2 games and then lost to, like, Jank and stuff like that, but he's just so good. I love Stroder. Also, hanging out with the dude is great. I appreciate him a lot. My favorite Palu is going to be Jen. Honestly, like, there are so many times that I've watched Jen's Palu, and his dedication to using the weird options to kind of make this character better is honestly really impressive, and I've liked him for a very, very, very long time. Like, he was the first one to really be like, hey man, Nair up tilt's good, especially after the nerfs. But, like, he's so solid. Like, he's not as explosive as other Palu players, for sure, but he's just so solid. Like, he'll Nair you, and then get you in a bad spot, and then just cover everything he can at the same time, and just kill you off of it. Like, there have been so many 0 deaths that I've seen from Jen, more honestly than any other Palu player, like, period, like, including, but like, he's so good, and he's just so fundamentally solid, and I just really, really like watching him. Like, I've always have. He should have beat Mars at Dreamland, like, for sure. My favorite Pac-Man, easily, not even close, it's T. T's so sick. He's so cool. Not only does he camp when he has to, but his buttons and his reads, like, T is simultaneously one of the campiest players I know, and at the same time, one of the most aggressive and BM and mashy people in the entire scene. Like, he knows exactly what he's able to get away with, and he abuses it so hard. He'll randomly forward smash you for no reason, because he can. It won't even kill. At 40, he'll just be like, bloop, haha, you couldn't punish it, haha, on T, and then he laughs about it, and he sits with his legs crossed the entire time he plays, and he looks like he doesn't care, and he still beats you. He still beats your ass, and it's crazy. I don't love playing against him because I keep losing, but it's so much fun to watch him. And of course, then this happened.
Look at the top of his head.
So I respect that, you know? Like, he got it. GG. My favorite Robin is going to be Jewel. I think Jewel's Robin is sick. I love the way Jewel moves with this character. He makes you feel very unsure of where Robin is going to be, and the thing is, if you are unable to pin down a Robin, that is when you are going to get hit. You're going to, like, overcommit and get hit by things like short hop fairs and, you know, random thunder spells. Like, Jewel moves so that his stationary play is better, and Robin's stationary play is very good, but he does mix in a lot of movement, and it is very, very solid. Again, he's had plenty of results, whether at majors, you know, like, not super great results at majors, but, like, in New York, he's very, very good. He's beat a lot of good players. He's just really solid and really slick, and he should have beat Mudace at Pound, and then I wouldn't have had to play Mudace at Pound, and then I would have got top 8. So, you know, you dropped the ball there, because it was game 3 last hit, but, you know, it's okay. Whatever, it's fine. Shulk. My favorite Shulk is going to be Kome. I love how into the game he gets. Like, he is so into it. I remember at EVO last year, I played Kome for like 4 hours or something in friendlies like that, and he was so into it. Like, after like every couple games, he would just be like, oh, and just like reel back and just like drink water and like wipe off sweat. Like, he goes so into playing and getting better at this game, and I respect it so much. Of course, watching his play, Shulk is a very intricate character, and he seems to know the intricacies inside and out, and it is so wonderful to watch, and I love watching it. Plus, his pop-offs are sick. Like, Switch Fest pop-offs, it's great. It's just, yeah! Like, I love his pop-offs, so it's gonna give him, like, a bump for me. Oh, my favorite Bowser Jr. is easily gonna be Ketchup from SoCal. Dude, he's so sick. He pushes this character so hard, and he had pretty decent results in SoCal for a while. Like, I love Ketchup's Bowser Jr. I think he plays Ludwig, ? But, like, he's so good. He's so sick. He makes this character not look bad. Like, Ketchup is one of the reasons why I'm like, hey man, Bowser Jr. is not that bad. Like, watching Ketchup, it's just amazing. He really pushes his character so hard. He gets the 2 frames. He just does everything. And then, of course, his movement is sick. His decision-making is really good. He scared the hell out of me. He almost beat me at a local. And then I started down throw up air forward airing him, which was really tragic because the way the cart interacts with Pikachu. But, like, he's so good. He's so sick. I love watching him. Like, I sometimes watched SoCal locals specifically to watch him and Charlie, and that's it. My favorite Duck Hunt, it's gonna be Raito. First off, I love hanging out with Raito. He is such a wholesome and such a good person, and watching him play is nothing other than masterful. And again, he puts everything he has into a character. When he got top 8 at when he got top 8 at EVO, he was so happy. He started crying. He always is so happy. Every single hard opponent he beats, he always gets so happy. Whether it was me in Smash 4 at Big House, whether it was DeBuzz multiple times, whether it's just any good player, he's just so happy and so grateful that he's able to do what he does. And then, of course, he's a very aloof person, and I just really respect it. His play also is just incredible. He's so creative with Duck Hunt. He never complains about anything, even when Duck Hunt was worse in Smash 4. Like, he's just so cool. I love Raito, and then it's so difficult to play against him. He really suffocates people from across the stage with all these traps and all these gimmicks and all this everything, and it's so good. He's one of the most wholesome people in the entire scene, in my opinion. Love him to death. He's so good. My favorite Ryu is going to be Vendetta, honestly. I really, really respect how grounded Vendetta plays and how just FGC type fundamentals Vendetta plays. He does not do anything extra. He doesn't jump at you and try to do crazy aerial combos. He will sit there and fireball and down tilt and fireball and hard down tilt and tatsu and fireball and backdash, and that's it. And he beats people, including me. He beat my ass when I bunny matched him online. Like, that was bad. He's so good. He's so sick. His footsies and his spacing are so good. Also, Takara's definitely up there. He's amazing. But I think Vendetta, I just respect Vendetta so much. I'll give my favorite Ken, honestly, to F Sharp. I do know a lot more about Ryu players than Ken players, if I'm being honest, but when playing and watching F Sharp in like Canadian tournaments, especially considering I went to so many Canadian tournaments, you know, the end of last year, I just really respect the way F Sharp plays and the way he views the game. Like, he's so good. He doesn't really complain about a lot of characters, and he just works really, really hard to get better, like, all the time, and I really, really appreciate that. And in-game, of course, he's really explosive with his play. He understands when to back up. He understands when to be, like, forward with stuff. So he's just really solid, in my opinion. Like, he's just good. My favorite Cloud, sorry, Spargo, still gonna be Cola. Cloud is so sick. And not necessarily his Wi-Fi Cloud, because all Wi-Fi Clouds are lame. But Cloud, offline, did y'all see what he did to Colonies that one time at Glitch? When he got the offstage charge limit side B on like the edge guard, like, he's so sick. Like, the same energy he brings to Roy, he brings to Cloud, where it's very aggressive, very high energy, very just, he'll call you out for doing anything, and I really, really like it. I love the way he plays Cloud. I don't necessarily think it's optimal. Again, I think Sparkle's Cloud is better, but Cola's is sick, and I love it. It's my favorite. My favorite Corrin, it's gonna be Cosmos. Cosmos' Corrin is so sick. I also really, really like Shattuck. He's like 13 or something. Shattuck, honestly, was the first person that I played that had a good Corrin back at like DreamHack Austin, like last May or something. Like, he genuinely believed in the character, especially when the character was bad. Like, that was even before their first buff, I'm pretty sure. So I really respect his play, but like, knowing how Cosmos plays the game and knowing how he views the game and then watching his Corrin, it is so sick. Cosmos' Corrin is a work of art, and I've really been enjoying watching his stream recently, as many other people have. Like, he's grown a lot, which I'm really, really happy about, because he's just sick. He's so good. His advantage state is amazing. His neutral, he's just funny, and he's so scary. Like, it's so scary to play against him. I want to play against Shattuck because I haven't played him since the buffs, so hopefully I can do that. Maybe that can be a different video, but I do want to play against Shattuck, but it would be really cool. My favorite Bayo, easily, not even close, it's going to be Geist. I think Geist pushes this character in a way that no other Bayo player does. Even when the character was bad, Geist had crazy setups and amazing combos and amazing ability to just end out stocks in ways that other Bayos couldn't. Sorry, Tamim. Sorry, Zach. He's so good. And I have seen a little bit of what he's done. I've seen some Twitter clips of him since the patch. I just really love the way he breaks down the character, and even when people were like, oh, Bayo sucks, Bayo sucks, Bayo sucks, he always believed in the character, and I feel like believing in your character is one of the most important things in fighting games, period, because if you don't believe in your character, you should just stop playing your character. But like, he genuinely believed in Bayo, and he beat plenty of good players. He almost beat me, I remember, in a money match, back when like that matchup was like 8-2, so I really, really like Geist. Also, I really like Shadow PR as well. He's super sick. He got like 17th or something in Genesis somehow. I don't know how. My favorite Inkling? I would say my favorite's probably Space, if I'm being honest. I think Space has a sick Inkling. He knows his win conditions, and he's gonna go for it. He just knows what to do. I feel like he like mapped out damage and some ways to get up throw up air because he's so good. Like, when he played at, I don't remember what the tournament was called, but the one he beat like Kamame and Gluto, he played so masterfully and in a different way than a lot of other Inklings, which I really, really respected. He's so good. He's so sick. I really, really like watching Space. I wish he was able to travel to the US more, or at all, because like, I would love to watch him, I would love to play him. My favorite Ridley, it's gonna be Plup. I love the way Plup believes and plays Ridley. I love that Ridley, it's so good. I played doubles with him. The way he moves with the character, the decision making that he has with the character is fantastic. It's really difficult to honestly beat his Ridley. Like, his Ridley was one of the Ridleys at first that gave me the most trouble, especially in like friendlies. But I just think that, like, I haven't watched a lot of Nair, the Mexican Ridley, if I'm being honest, so maybe he's up there. But I just really, really like watching and playing Plup's Ridley. And like, you can really tell when you connect to a character. And me and Plup are both very heavy Metroid fans, so just seeing him play the character that he's wanted in Smash since Melee, it's really satisfying, and I know he's enjoying every single second of it, even though he's a Mega Man main. Like, he's a Mega Man main with a Ridley secondary, right? But he's cool, and I love watching him play this character. It's so fun. My favorite of the Belmonts, T3 Dom from SoCal. Man, he does some stuff with this character. It is ridiculous what he does with this character. He constantly is figuring out new ways and new combos and new just offensive strategies with a character that is incredibly defensive and kind of lame and boring, and you are like trying to run into like the Belmonts. But he runs into people and kills them, like, often. His mastery and his mastering of the character and his just ability to understand everything to do with this character in order to push his advantage the hardest and not just, you know, hope people run into, like, down B at the ledge is amazing. It's so good. It's amazing. He's so good. He's so sick. My favorite K. Rool, it's gotta be Kirby Kid from Louisiana. I haven't seen too much of him, if I'm being honest. Like, I haven't seen a ton of his play, but I money matched him. He's honestly been one of the people that I feel like have stuck with K. Rool the longest, and he just really believes in the character, especially after the buffs. I'm sure that he's really happy with him, and he he actually goes for up B cheese, which I really like, because I like random win conditions that are just like, that's your stock of 30. I love that type of thing, you know? And he's great. He's really strong. He's got plenty of upsets in like major tournaments. He's just fantastic. I love watching him play. My favorite Isabel is going to be, I feel like a name that not a lot of people know, but B-Rice from Arizona. He got 9th at the Arizona Major that happened last year. He's actually so good. I feel like his aggression with the character was really surprising, considering this character is normally kind of defensive, but he played really, really well consistently. Like, every time I watch him, I'm impressed by his play and the ability for them to just get wins. Like, they hit the jab confirms, they read forward smashes. Isabel's forward smash is so strong, and like, he consistently finds a way to get them, and I really appreciate that. Again, he knows his win conditions, he'll go for edge guards, he has the setups, of course, with the down B and everything like that all the other Isabels have. He's just consistent, and he's really good, and I've really, really liked watching him. My favorite Incineroar is gonna be Sleepy Kokiri. Honestly, she's fantastic with Incineroar. She gets hard reads with side B. Lost to my Lucario, though, so actually, in fact, it's going to be Magister. Magister is sick. He really tries to push this character. I don't know if he's the best Incineroar anymore, because he mostly focuses on selling art at events now, but Magister is so sick. Like, he was the first Incineroar that really scared me. I remember watching him beat MVD at one of the Texas locals, and I was just like, oh man, this character's a threat. Like, I feel like if Incineroar was a little better, Magister would be top 50. Like, actually. I think he's so good with Magister, or with Incineroar. Honestly, if I'm being deadass, I don't really know a lot of plant players, and I'm pretty sure Brood dropped the character, so I'm gonna give it to my CFL homie Diz. It's kind of sick, if I'm being honest. I really honestly like Diz's plant. He's been a believer of plant before plant even got buffed, and I know no one knows who this is, which is fine. But I just feel like plant is a very underused character, and the people that do use him, using him just because Wi-Fi exists right now, like Bestness, or dropped him, like Brood. So I'm just gonna. I really like Diz's plant. I think he can be better. I think if he really applied himself to the game, he could be like a top Central Florida player, like a top Central Florida player. So, my favorite Joker, it's gonna be Leo. Leo's Joker is so sick. Again, similar to what I said with his Marth and Lucina, he just finds a way to just use everything that he has at his disposal in a way that is fantastic. Obviously, the best player in the world. And there's a reason for it. His movement, his decision-making, his composure, everything about how Leo plays is a marvel. If you do not enjoy watching MK Leo play Ultimate, you do not enjoy Ultimate. Straight up. Leo is everything that is perfect about Smash Ultimate, or at the very least, Joker. He's so good. I wanted to say Zachary, because Zachary's my favorite personal player, other than myself. But Leo's so goddamn good. He's so good. He's so good. And it's like, it's so respectable. And you're like, yeah, Joker's broken, but like, whatever, it's fine. I think my favorite hero is going to be Salem. I don't really know too many hero players, if I'm being honest. I actually don't know a lot of them, but Salem, like, he's very solid with this character. I feel like he understands the game plan of what to do against this character, and his results with this character are like pretty impressive, considering how slow the character is. Salem is just really good at reading people's like panic options and stuff like that. Of course, one of the better minds of the game, and he just plays super solid with hero. And I really respect that. My favorite Banjo. Does anyone know anyone that still plays Banjo? I think my favorite Banjo Honestly, it's gonna be like that 13-year-old prodigy Didi. Honestly, every single thing that I've seen him post about Banjo has been sick. Playing against his Banjo, I feel like he just really understands the game flow of what this character wants to do and the win conditions, again, of this character, whether it's side B, whether it's like grenade forward air stuff, whether it's just positioning, whether it's all that type of stuff. I feel like he just really has a high understanding of what Banjo wants to do. And again, to me, I feel like Banjo is one of the most underexplored characters in the game because people just don't like him for some reason, even though people like every other campy character. Because I feel like Banjo has a lot of good stuff, and I feel like this character could get a lot better, but we just need more people like Didi. Like, I want Didi to go to a tournament offline, like, when that stuff happens, so. My favorite Terry is obviously gonna be Riddles. Riddles Terry is so sick. Watching it is a work of art. I'm so sad that most of his biggest wins with this character were off-stream, like against Tweak at Let's Make Big Moves and stuff like that. I think Riddles, his energy in the game is, of course, fantastic. His play is so good. He just understands how to play this character, man, and it is an art to watch. It's so amazing. And like, did you see him in the crew battle at Let's Make Big Moves? Like, damn, it's crazy. My favorite Byleth? I'm gonna say Pink Fresh. I think Pink Fresh is my favorite Byleth. I don't know if he still plays him, but also neither does Leo. So Pink Fresh is Byleth. Honestly, he was the first person to me that really was trying to like lab out like uppy stuff and just really understand how far he could take this character. And of course, sometimes this character is going to be neutral, right? Just play the sword character. Play the sword character as the sword character. But man, I love Marcus. I hope he finds a character in this game because Pink Fresh is one of my favorite Smash players of all time, and I want him to succeed in this game. For my favorite Min, honestly, I'm either going to say myself or Snossen, but I don't know if Snossen actually plays the character. He's the person that came up with the Zero to Death video and the Zero to Death concept, which I practice and stuff like that, but if I had to give like a player that I know plays the character, Min, like, I think my Min is sick. Like, I don't always camp, although I'm going to start having to learn how to just camp. But, like, I'm nasty. My Min nasty. For me, Gunner, I'm going to say Katakiri. Katakiri's Gunner is actually really, really impressive. It's really, he's beat so many good players, like an alarmingly high amount of players with this character, even though the character's like, okay. I feel like they really push their character. They're aware that sometimes, hey, you gotta camp. You just gotta camp with this character, right? And he does. And I feel like, just understands exactly what he needs to do, like, at so many situations, at least for now, right? Like, he beat Umeki, I'm pretty sure he like, almost beat T or something like that. Like, he's so good. Katakiri is fire, and honestly, he's the best Mii player by, like, a lot. Who plays Mii Sword Fighter? I don't have a favorite Mii Swordsman player. I literally don't know anyone that plays Mii Swordsman, so if I'm saying an answer, it's just gonna be a cop-out. I can't, like, because the thing is, I don't want to lie, right? Like, I don't want to lie, like, oh, this person does this really well if I don't know. So, like, sorry. Fire the Pyro, honestly, watching him play Mii Brawler, he's one of the people that made me believe Mii Brawler wasn't a terrible character, because I used to think Brawler was bottom 5, and then I watched his VODs and talked to him about the character, and played the character a little bit, and suddenly I understood this character wasn't ass. So, honestly, he's really impressive. I know he hasn't done super great at tournaments, but that's because Mii Brawler kind of struggles a lot. But I think his play with Mii Brawler is incredibly good, incredibly just like, he has a lot of room to grow, and I really enjoyed how much he believes in his character, because again, believing in your character to me is one of the most important things you can do in order to get better. And yeah, that's going to be about it for every single character. Oh, my favorite random is Riziasu. He's the best random free. He wins tournaments in Japan, or like gets top 5 in Japan with random, so he's the best random. And that's going to be it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, social media, Panda, and partner stuff is down below, and I'll see you all next time.